Hi everyone, welcome back to FedorczykLife. I am Sam, this is Dominic, and today we're going to talk about a virus called hand, foot, and mouth. Please hit the red subscribe button down at the bottom. So today we're going to talk about the virus hand, foot, and mouth. This is a virus that not many people are familiar with. My husband absolutely had no idea what it was. The reason I haven't posted a video in a couple weeks is because of this virus. Dominic got this virus. We believe he got it from a grocery store cart because that was the only place public that we went to 3 days prior to his symptoms showing up. And actually from 3 days on, we didn't do anything that week. And so we believe that he got it from an actual grocery cart, and it's very scary. So this virus is extremely contagious, and it is an awful virus. His symptoms started with a very high fever, about 104 to 103, and I could not get it down past 102 for like almost 24 hours. So we started getting very concerned. He didn't show any signs of hand, foot, and mouth, which the signs are red bumps on your hands and on your feet. What's wrong, Peppy? And on your mouth. And he wasn't showing any signs. So that was Tuesday. Go. That was Tuesday. And so we scheduled a doctor's appointment for Wednesday because he kept us up all night long, just crying and having a really hard time sleeping and just in so much pain. There was nothing we could do for him. We gave him Advil, we gave him Tylenol every 4 to 6 hours, and it was the worst 24 hours of our life. And we get to the doctor's office and he starts getting little bumps around his mouth. That's while we're in the waiting room. Come here, bud. So that's while we're in the waiting room, is him getting bumps around his mouth. When we get into the room where we wait for the doctor, he starts getting them on his hands. And then by the time the doctor comes in, he has them on his feet. So basically it took him a half hour to break out in these red bumps on his face, on his hands, and on his feet. And it was the saddest thing I've ever had to deal with my child so far. And he was just in so much pain. He was crying, he wouldn't eat, he wouldn't drink anything unless it was ice cold. Then he would drink something, but then he doesn't like anything cold, so we couldn't give him any popsicles. Yeah, come here. They can't see you. Come here. Come here. See, now they can see you. So then the doctor just basically told us that because it is a virus, it has to run its course. And the course is about 7 to 10 days. Yes. And him not feeling 100% until about 2 weeks after. Yes, that's Mama. Mama's talking. You want to come talk with Mama? Yeah, you're Dominic. So it would take him about 2 weeks for him to completely feel better. So first week goes by, and about the 8th day, he starts being better. He starts being a little bit more of himself. The red bumps are really, really bad at this point. It is just pus, or not even like pus filled. Baby, don't touch that. Don't play with that. No, don't play with that. His red bumps on his hands and his feet are really, really irritated looking. The ones around his mouth too are extremely irritated looking, and it was just extremely, extremely sad. So a week goes by, he starts getting better. Then Frank starts getting a fever. He got the same virus. And in adults, this virus is so much worse. So much worse. He was out of work for 2 weeks because of this virus. He wasn't able to sleep for the first 48 hours. He wasn't able to eat for the first 36. No, it was like 4 days that he wasn't able to eat. We had to do soups. The first day he could only have cold soup. You know how disgusting that is. Anything cold he could eat or drink. So he had a lot of Jell-O that day and a lot of soup that day, cold soup. And that entire week we just ate soup because he was, sorry, Dominic is playing with the tripod. So that whole week we just had soup and really cold ice cream and Jell-O. With adults, it shows the exact same symptoms. You get red bumps on your hands, red bumps on your feet, and on your head. My husband is bald, so he got it all over his head, in his beard, on the sides of his face. And his symptoms were significantly worse. He also had them in his mouth and down his throat, so that is why he couldn't eat or drink. So we are assuming that that is what Dominic had too, and that is why he wouldn't eat or drink. Sorry, Dominic moved the tripod. So we're at a little bit of a different angle now. But so adults get it a lot worse than children do. By the end of his 2 weeks, his entire foot ended up peeling. Right before it peeled, his foot actually kind of looked like rotted cheese. Not to be too gross in description, but it had these green not even really boils, but green circles all around his feet, blister looking. And by the end of his 2 weeks, his entire foot peeled off. So he was having a really hard time walking at the end of 2 weeks. Unfortunately, he did have to go back to work, but he did use FMLA for the 2 weeks that he was out. So he still got paid and all that. So a couple of things that we did use during this hard time that did help kind of relieve some of the symptoms with both Dominic and Frank. So we use Calamine, which is used to cause relief of pain and itching in minor skin irritations. So this really helped. We just basically lathered up Dominic and Frank in it to try and help relieve some of the itching that was going on. They can't see you. Yeah. So we use the Aveeno Soothing Relief. So we used this in conjunction with the Calamine. It's just soothing relief moisturizing cream. So it helped to keep the skin moisturized. No, you don't need it anymore. You're all good. To help also relieve some of it, we use the Aveeno Oatmeal Bath. And this helped to relieve some of the irritation as well. Now these are just to keep them comfortable and to keep their skin from itching quite a bit. Okay. So to help protect myself against this, I did get some antibacterial soap and some hand sanitizer. And then we also used Lysol every single day and Clorox. I Lysoled the bed every single day. We changed out the sheets every single day and washed them. And I also changed out any blankets that are on our couches and sprayed all of our pillows with this, including doorknobs and any soft surfaces like our couch, the floor, because remember, it's on their feet as well. And I Lysoled all the rugs. Sorry, my camera died. Okay, so I also Lysoled all those bottles that you saw. I have a second Lysol can, and I would Lysol the Lysol can as well, just to try and protect the parents that are taking care of the children that have hand, foot, and mouth. and I was fortunate enough, knock on wood, that I did not get it. We are at 3.5 weeks for Dominic having it, and 2 weeks for Frank, who had it. So I should be good. The virus should not be in our house anymore. I did take vitamin C as well. I don't know if it helped, but it made me feel better by taking vitamin C and drinking lots of orange juice to just try and help my immune system to not to kind of boost up my immune system. I really hope that these tips helped. Oh, really? I really hope that these tips helped helps you and helps your little one get some relief if they do happen to have this awful virus. If you have any questions, please leave a comment in the description box below. I always check them, and I always respond within 24 to 48 hours. I really hope that your children do not get this and that you do not get this. But if you do, I hope